I'm a 38-year-old single dad raising my two children, ages 10 and 12, after their mother passed away a few years ago. We've faced tough times, but together we've built a warm, stable home. My kids are amazing, kind, smart, and resilient despite their loss. They're my purpose, my drive, my everything. About a year and a half ago, I met a woman, let's call her Sarah, at a friend's barbecue. She was 34, lively, and had a charm that pulled people in. We hit it off right away, and soon we were a couple. Sarah seemed to accept my role as a father. She spent time with my kids, taking them for ice cream or to the park, and I valued her effort. My children were polite but guarded around her, likely hesitant after losing their mom. I figured they'd need time to adjust, which seemed fair. Sarah appeared to understand that my kids were my top priority. She'd commend my commitment as a dad and talk about wanting to join our family. It felt comforting to have someone who seemed to respect our bond. As our relationship grew, Sarah occasionally stayed over, and my kids didn't seem to mind. They weren't overly excited, but they weren't against it either. I thought we were all finding our rhythm. Looking back, I missed some warning signs. Sarah started making remarks about our house, suggesting it needed a makeover or that the kids' rooms could use a new style. I dismissed it, thinking she just wanted to add her touch. She also spoke about our future, vacations we might take, perhaps even having a child together. I wasn't against the idea, but I always made it clear my kids came first. She'd agree, but now I wonder if she truly understood. Another red flag was her brother, Mark. She mentioned him now and then, often with frustration. Mark was jobless, living with their parents, and seemed directionless. Sarah called him a burden but felt duty-bound to support him. I didn't think much of it. Family issues are common. But later, I realized Mark was more troubled than I'd known. He couldn't hold a job, made reckless choices, and showed no ambition. Still, I didn't see it as a deal-breaker. After a year together, I began thinking about marriage. Sarah had been hinting at it, showing me ring styles and talking about venues, and I felt prepared. My kids were doing well, our life was steady, and I believed Sarah and I could create a future together. I planned a thoughtful proposal at a park where we'd had an early date. When I asked her to marry me, she glowed, said yes, and we celebrated our shared vision. It felt like everything was aligning. The weeks after the proposal were filled with excitement. Sarah dove into wedding planning, fixating on details like decorations and locations. I was busy with work and parenting, so I let her lead. But soon her comments about the house became sharper. She'd call it cozy but small, or suggest it needed a more polished look. I wasn't sure what she meant by polished, but I let it pass, assuming she was eager to merge our lives. Then came the suggestions. She proposed clearing out the kids' belongings to make more space or storing their things for a tidier appearance. Each comment seemed small, but together, they felt like she was trying to overhaul our home. I stayed silent, not wanting to make a fuss. But when she suggested turning the kids' art room, a space we all treasured, into a guest room, I drew a line. That room was where my kids painted and where I worked late nights. It was untouchable. In the upcoming short video, catch the complete story with the channel link provided below.